Have you ever wondered if a zombie virus could actually exist? It's a question that has intrigued and terrified many, thanks to the omnipresence of the undead in popular culture. From the classic horror film Night of the Living Dead to the thrilling TV series The Walking Dead, the concept of a zombie virus has left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. This fictional concept is typically portrayed as an infectious agent, causing individuals to reanimate after death with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. The transmission of this virus is often shown to occur through bites or bodily fluids of infected individuals, though some stories depict transmission through air, water, or other means. Despite its fictional nature, the idea of a zombie virus has sparked significant interest, speculation, and even scientific thought experiments. So, let's delve into the eerie world of the undead and explore the characteristics of a hypothetical zombie virus. Imagine a virus so potent it could reanimate the dead. Let's delve into the heart of the horror, the fictional virus that turns the living into the walking dead. This hypothetical virus, often portrayed in popular culture, is an infectious agent of unimaginable power. It has the ability to bring the deceased back to life, but not as they once were. Instead, they return as ravenous creatures with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. They are stripped of their memories, their personalities, their humanity. All that remains is a primal instinct to feed. The transmission of this fearsome virus is as chilling as its effects. In the majority of zombie lore, the virus spreads through bites or the exchange of bodily fluids. Imagine one bite, one scratch, and your fate is sealed. Your body will die, only to rise again as a mindless predator. But the transmission doesn't always stop at physical contact. Depending on the narrative, this virus can be airborne, spreading through the very air we breathe. It can contaminate water, turning a simple act of drinking into a death sentence. The methods of transmission are as varied as they are horrifying, ensuring that no one is safe from the relentless march of the undead. The victims of this virus undergo a terrifying transformation. Their higher brain functions cease, replaced by a monstrous desire to consume living human flesh. They lose all sense of self, all sense of pain. Injuries that would cripple or kill a living person barely slow them down. They become relentless, unstoppable in their pursuit of their next meal. This terrifying pathogen transforms its victims into mindless, flesh-craving monstrosities. The virus doesn't just kill its victims, it erases who they once were and replaces them with a creature of nightmares. As the virus spreads, it leaves in its wake a world overrun by the walking dead, a world where the living are hunted, where survival is a daily struggle, a world where the dead rule and the living fear the bite. Once infected, the transformation into a zombie is a gruesome process. Imagine being gripped by an alien force that deadens your mind, reshapes your body, and turns you into a remorseless predator. This is the horrifying fate that awaits those affected by the hypothetical zombie virus. The first casualty of the infection is the higher brain functions. As the virus infiltrates the brain, it ruthlessly erases the person you once were. Intelligence, empathy, love, fear, all these emotions and abilities that make us human are wiped clean, leaving behind a shell driven by a singular horrific purpose: to feed. But the virus doesn't stop at the mind. Its malevolent influence extends to the body, warping and twisting it into a monstrous caricature of its former self. The skin pales and takes on a deathly pallor, while flesh begins to rot and decay, creating a visage of sheer terror. Injuries that would send a living person reeling in pain barely register to these creatures. They walk through gunfire, shrug off falls from great heights, and ignore wounds that would be fatal to the living. It's not that they're invincible. They're just indifferent to pain. This indifference to pain is perhaps the most chilling aspect of the transformation. It allows these creatures to continue their relentless pursuit of human flesh, undeterred by the damage they sustain. A zombie might lose an arm, a leg, or even half its body, and yet it will keep crawling, keep reaching out with its remaining hand, driven by its insatiable hunger. These creatures, once human, now exist solely to feed. The person they once were is gone, replaced by a mindless predator. They are a horrifying testament to the power of the zombie virus, a grim reminder of the line that separates us from them, a line that, once crossed, can never be retraced. Zombies have clawed their way into our collective consciousness through movies, TV shows, and literature. From the chilling black and white frames of Night of the Living Dead to the post-apocalyptic world of The Walking Dead and the action-packed universe of Resident Evil, these infectious creatures have become an integral part of our pop culture tapestry. Their relentless, shambling gait and insatiable hunger for human flesh have sparked fear and fascination in equal measure. They've become the stars of countless narratives, their presence transforming mundane settings into landscapes of horror and survival. It's hard to resist the thrill of imagining ourselves in these survival scenarios, banding together with others to fend off hordes of the undead. But the zombie virus doesn't just make for heart-pounding entertainment. It's also a potent metaphorical tool. Through the lens of these narratives, we're invited to grapple with some of our deepest societal fears. The zombie apocalypse often serves as a stand-in for real-world catastrophes, from pandemics to societal collapse. It's no coincidence that our zombies are often the product of unchecked scientific experiments or government mismanagement. They embody the consequences of our worst collective mistakes and missteps. Moreover, the loss of individuality is another recurring theme. Infected individuals are stripped of their humanity, becoming mindless drones driven by base instincts. This transformation serves as a stark reminder of what we stand to lose when we surrender our individuality, whether to unthinking conformity or the erosion of personal freedoms. Even as the zombies themselves evolve, with each new story introducing new characteristics and variations, these core themes remain. They continue to reflect our anxieties about the world around us, bringing our fears to life in a way that's as terrifying as it is captivating. So, while the zombie virus may be a product of fiction, its impact on our culture is very real. It's more than just a plot device or a special effects showcase. It's a mirror that reflects our deepest societal fears, forcing us to face them head-on. Zombies have become a mirror reflecting our deepest societal fears. Although a zombie virus is purely fictional, it has real-world implications. Isn't it fascinating how a concept that originated from horror fiction can be used to address serious matters? While we might not need to prepare for a zombie apocalypse, the idea of such a catastrophe has been used to engage the public and promote readiness for real-world disasters. Consider public health preparedness. Governments, organizations, and individuals often must grapple with how to plan for and respond to emergencies. It could be a natural disaster, a pandemic, or a widespread power outage. In all these cases, the key lies in preparedness. The concept of a zombie apocalypse, as terrifying as it might be, provides a framework to think about these situations. It poses questions like, what would you do? How would you survive? What resources would you need? Thinking about these hypothetical scenarios can help us prepare for real-world emergencies that might come our way. Beyond public health, the zombie virus concept has also sparked scientific interest. Researchers in fields like epidemiology, the study of how diseases spread, have used zombie scenarios as thought experiments. These scenarios allow them to explore how a disease might spread in a population and what strategies might be effective in controlling it. It's a fun, albeit macabre, way to engage with serious scientific topics. Even in the realm of psychology, the zombie concept serves a purpose. It represents our fears, our anxieties, our concerns about societal collapse or loss of individuality. By confronting and understanding these fears in a fictional context, we might better manage them in reality. So while we don't have to worry about the undead knocking at our doors, zombie scenarios can serve as a mirror, reflecting our fears and vulnerabilities. They help us prepare for real-world emergencies and engage with scientific concepts in a novel way. Reality may not have zombies, but it does have disasters, and we should be prepared. The undead might be restricted to our screens and imaginations, but their influence extends beyond. We've explored the concept of a zombie virus, a fictitious infectious agent that reanimates the dead into insatiable flesh-eating creatures. A horrifying transformation indeed, marked by loss of higher brain functions and visible physical changes. We've delved into the fact that these viruses are transmitted through bites, bodily fluids, or even the air or water in some tales. The zombie virus has left an indelible mark on our popular culture, featuring in countless movies, TV shows, video games, and books. Iconic examples like Night of the Living Dead, The Walking Dead, and Resident Evil come to mind. Beyond entertainment, the concept has found relevance in real-world discussions around emergency preparedness for disasters and pandemics. It's even piqued scientific interest, serving as thought experiments in disease transmission and epidemiology. So while we may not need to worry about a zombie virus, the ideas it represents continue to shape our world in fascinating ways.